Yo, what's up? Welcome back to Studio Time with Ryos. In today's video, I want to remix one of my favorite songs at the moment, which is Mal P's On Again. Before we get into it, I want to take a second to shout out the sponsor of today's video, Automate. You guys know I'm a big fan of Automate. We've worked together a few times now. So today I want to showcase a different feature that Automate has to offer. The feature I'm talking about is cover vocals. Guys, check this out. So we're on Automate's website. We can hover over here to where it says cover vocals, hit explore, and now we are on a page full of cover acapellas of popular songs. They include both the dry and the wet stems. And the crazy thing is, just listen to this. So for example, everyone knows this song. Everyone loves this song.
I just died of your arms tonight. It must have been some kind of kiss.
The quality of that, guys, is absolutely amazing. Now, of course, you can download these stems and get right to producing. But something that I'm going to use this feature for, which I feel like is a little bit underrated, is I'm going to download these stems and use it to make mashups for my live sets. If you guys are DJs as well, you know that nothing gets the crowd going like a popular vocal. And sometimes it's so hard to get high quality acapellas of really popular songs. And like I just played for you, everyone knows I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight. And the quality of that is incredible. So helpful to make mashups with, and then of course produce with as well. If you guys are interested in checking it out, I got a nice little something for you. You can use code STWR for 30% off of your first 3 months on a monthly plan, or 30% off of your first year on a yearly plan. All you got to do is use code STWR. Big thanks again to Automate for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get right into it. On again. Dude, this song is a banger. I got the Dr. P. I'm locked and loaded. Almost. Hold on. Oh, yeah. I have this song here in FL Studio. I already extracted the stems from it using FL Studio. Thank you, FL, for that feature. It's absolutely amazing. Now, I have a ton of ideas coming into today, but it all revolves around that vocal melody. So the first thing that I want to do is kind of get that into MIDI. And one of my favorite ways to do that quickly is using Newtone. So what I can do is I can open up Newtone on its own mixer track. I can drag the hook vocal in here, and there we go. So what I like to do now is just open up a simple instance of FL keys, and then I'll pop in that MIDI. And then now let's quickly correct it. So I like to keep the OG, and then let's copy this over. So you can hear that the notes are there, the rhythm is just off. So now that I duplicated this, I can just quickly do a nice quantize and then just fix it manually now. Then it's pretty much this just repeating. I'm not so concerned with this ending because I kind of have my own ending in my head that I'd want to do instead. So now that I have this melody, it's pretty much all cleaned up. The idea today, like I said, is to ravify it. So I just want to put a big ass synth behind this melody and again, just make this thing a big room banger. Now, the only other thing that I want is the chords. So okay, so to me, this sounds like a very simple G major into G sharp major. That's what it sounds like to me. What I can simply do is just make this guy a G major chord. That would go into a G sharp major chord. I messed that up though. This should be D. Whoops. Okay. There we go. I just wanna party, turn it on again. She can take it naughty and forgo. Like I said, the idea today is to really use that lead melody and to make a really big synth to play that melody. So honestly, I have two ideas. One is to use the lead that I just used in Finance Guy, which is that reel that I made. Gonna pull up that. I think that's a little bit more what I'm talking about there. I love that. Let me open up the processing too for the finance leads. Okay, so the processing is open. Let's see how this sounds now. Okay, that sounds absolutely super fat. That's exactly what I wanted. Now, one thing I will say that I had in mind, especially for this big synth, I think it'd be cool if in the build-up, it ends right here, like normal. But this is like a little fake out section, and then right here is where the drop will actually start. So it'll kind of just be like maybe a small impact or kick, and then the big lead, and then all other drums and bass will come in here at bar 23. And one thing that I definitely want to do is I'm going to want to add some pitch bending. And also for my own eyeballs, I'm just going to get rid of that, just so that it looks cleaner and I don't see, you know, all of those extra MIDI notes for no reason. Okay, so probably do another pitch bend right here. And then for the rhythm, I'm kind of hearing these notes being a bit shorter. Sorry, I'm talking and doing it at the same time. But I kind of want this galloping rhythm, so. Yeah, I think that's so much more rhythmic. And will ultimately be more groovy once I add like kick, bass, percussion, all that other stuff. Okay, so that sounds dope. And maybe we hit him with another pitch bend like right here, but a tight one. I think it's really important to get the bass and to get the bass sounding right, especially with a track like this. Ooh. What if I go... Okay, wait. Screw what I said about the other basses. This bass, this is it. This actually complements the lead really, really well, actually. Yeah, let's open her up a little bit. Maybe make the decay longer. Okay, that is really, really nice. That sound works way better than the other bass sounds, actually, factually. But the toxic in me really wants to try a mid bass. Sometimes mid basses work, but usually when you have a really, really massive synth like this one, sometimes there's not enough room. But fuck it, we ball, right? Like, I want to try it out. How does that work with the other bass? Okay, so you know what? Look, all roads lead to Serum. Except this like digital bit crush sub I really like, so maybe I will wind up using this, but we'll see. For now, I'm gonna rock with this. Let's move to adding some drums, and then we'll go from there. So for the drums and for this idea, I'm definitely thinking more of like a knocking kick. So kind of like this vibe. And then what I like to do with these style kicks, I'll show you in a second. First, let me turn off all the basses here because I want this to be a little fake out. What I was going to say, something I like to do with these kicks is actually layer a small click. So from like a typical EDM kick, you can say. Like we could take any of these kicks, and then I'm just going to high pass it pretty much so that we only get the click. Absolutely. Now, I don't love this click, so let's try some other ones. Super sick. I'm going to group these two kicks together and then probably just clip them. Kick group. Especially now that I have the kick in, it's becoming way more obvious that our bass needs a little bit of work. I might need to bring in a sub here because I definitely feel like we're missing some weight. So let's go back to that digital sub that I added. The trick here is to use a super tight sub because I still want the bass to remain bouncy, but I need a little bit of extra weight at the very end. So I'm either gonna, let's try sub bass tight actually. Ready? So too tight, let's do regular sub bass. Now, one other thing that I have to consider, because the bouncy bass has so much harmonics and is doing so much work already, although I love that bit crush feeling, I really only need the true sub frequencies. Maybe what I could do is be a fiend and I'll just use like a really sharp bell so that I can keep the bit crush part at least. Like that. It looks ridiculous. Oh my god, you see what I mean? Without the sub, so thin. Definitely needed that sub. Okay, so we spent a lot of time working on the core elements, but I do think that's really important because these are all going to be the main stars of the show pretty much. And then adding some extra drums and synths and stabs and stuff like that. Like, of course it makes a difference, but getting these to sound right, I think, is extremely important. But I'm really happy with how things are sounding now. We're definitely getting that big ravey feeling that I love. So let's start upping the energy. Let's start getting some more sounds in. An obvious thing here with this style, with this kind of aggressive, mysterious kind of sound, is to definitely do some sort of brass stab. So maybe the ones from way back home would work well. Yeah, this is perfect because I don't have to pitch this one, and then this one, I'll just pitch down one semitone. Yeah. I love brass stabs. I could also mess around with some extra synths for sure. Maybe something droning and something really energetic to add just simply more energy to the synth stack. I love this sound. Let's pitch it down to C. Make the sidechain heavier. Absolutely. Okay, so I got some nice small background synths for now. I could still do a bit more with like some stabs and some other fun stuff, but I really want to work towards the drums now because the drums are going to be instrumental, no pun intended, in making this very energetic, especially because we have this bouncy kind of rhythm. Normally what helps anchor that is a simple clap. I want to try that one, and let's try my go-to as well. I included a new one in the Patreon pack, and this one might be a little bit better because it's very spiky, and I need that clear cut. Okay, I actually like these two layered together. I think that sounds quite nice. Shakers would work really well, but I need this one. Yeah. And of course we should sidechain it too. And you guys know I'm a sucker for adding noise on the kick. Give me my noise ride. Let's try this guy here. Now the thing is, I don't want this to be super, super energetic. I kind of want this to be a filler right here. So I'm going to mix it kind of low, relatively speaking. And then we need some big percussion as well. And the percussion would be simple because we could just highlight the groove of the bass line, you know what I'm saying? So we can pull up the bouncy bass actually. It's only one piece of the puzzle. I do feel like we need a little something extra in the gaps here. Like, yeah, see? Maybe some reverse stuff too. When there's shakers, there's Novo blips. What are the Novo blips, you ask? I'd be happy to show you. Let's put the same sidechain setting on. Okay, so now we have a nice and busy kind of section. The only other thing that I immediately would want to add are some fills. I love this part of the clap, but I don't love this ending. It sounds a little bit too big, so maybe we can do something tighter. We obviously need to make a break and a build. Oh, good heavens. I got my work cut out for me. All right, so for the break, the good news is we're going to keep things real simple. 100% going to do some sort of dark respace. I love that this vocal and the whole vibe of this song is naturally dark, because that is my favorite style of music to make. I like when things are a bit darker and more aggressive, and respaces are incredible for that. So let me go ahead. Let's open up my favorite respace. And now I'm going to open up the processing that I did for No Control, which is super simple. It really just comes from this decapitator, but it makes the respace so nasty, and I love how the sounds in No Control. Now for the bass line itself, we're going to stick with the same bass line from Mouthpiece track.
On again, I just wanna party, turn it on again. She can take it naughty and forgo my friends. I just wanna party, turn it on again.
Unreal. Let's get a nice atmosphere going. Let's see. Let me just search all my sample packs here. Atmos. No way, the first one's going to be sick. Hold on. 3 semitones.
On again, I just wanna party, turn it on again. She can take it naughty and forgo my friends. I just wanna party, turn it on again. I came here to start it.
Okay, that's actually insane. First try, and the atmosphere sounds sick. I definitely am going to go for some chords, though, because I need to reinforce that it's like a cool chord progression. Ooh, I should use the chords from Way Back Home.
On again, I just wanna party, turn it on again. She can take it naughty and forgo my friends. I just wanna party, turn it on again. I came here to start it.
Sounded much better with the lead muted. Let's get rid of this lead. Maybe we can bring it in for like kind of like a build lead, maybe, kinda. I don't know. Let's see. But I know the ghost chords, the Atmos, and the re sound absolutely super mean. So I'm just gonna quickly experiment with just some sort of additional synth here to make this section sound a bit more energetic. Okay, so I love this sound, but we need to do some stuff to it. So firstly, let's see if the chords just sound good. Okay, let's increase the brightness. Super massive. Little OTT.
I came here to start it on again. I just wanna party, turn it on again. She can take it naughty and forgo my friends. I just
Absolutely love it. I love that. It's exactly what I was looking for. Now we can build upon this further, one by adding a simple tension string. I think that'll sound really good here. And then, of course, like drums and effects and stuff. And this is also my build-up, so I can also start adding some build drums as well. Okay, so let's first do the tension string. I need a very dramatic impact. Kind of like this one.
started on again.
Woo. Before I do the drums, I kind of want to do risers. Then I want to layer that with this guy here.
Started on again. I just wanna party, turn it on again. She can take it naughty and forgo my friends.
Sick. Now it's time for some drums. Do we just go for a simple housey snare build?
On again. I just wanna party, she can take it naughty and forgo my friends. I just wanna party, turn it
Okay, I'm jumping the gun, but the Halsey snare build works perfect. I want it to have a little bit more of a big room flair, this build up. So maybe we can add like a really big snare or something like that, just for the last 4 bars or something. Now, one thing that I do all the time is I also layer my my build snares with kicks. Love the way that sounds most of the time. So let's try it here as well. Absolutely. Now, here's the other thing, though. Especially if I want to keep this arrangement and we're going to go to this big synth, we need to start getting rid of these break elements. So the best way to do that is just simply with like some filtering. Now, the next huge one that we have to focus on is the respace. And I think for this one, probably just a simple filter would sound good. Okay, so another thing that I want to do is add one more riser to this section here. This one's a nice option, maybe. I'll try this one as well. It's also good a downlifter for the build-up. What'll also sound cool is if we take Malp's vocal and we mangle it somehow. So the obvious choice for me is Endless Smile, but I've also really been liking this plugin Transit. It's kind of like the same concept. You know, they basically have all these different parameters in here, and you can control them all with one knob, just like Endless Smile. But they've got some really nice presets, so... Yeah, like that sounds cool already. Let's try some presets out. That's sick as well. Now, this is going to seem so out of left field, but I really want to add like a counter melody here. I hear it so clear in my head, and it's kind of like a bell sound. So let's open up the break lead that I had earlier, and let's turn off all this processing. This might be exactly what I need here. Hold up.
On again, I just want to party, turn it on again. She can take it naughty and forgo my friends. I just want to party, turn it on again. I came here to start it.
For the processing, I'm going to undo everything that was previously there. Honestly, I want to do a quick thermal, a quick supermassive, and maybe some OTT. So the idea is to make this really like dirty and bit crush sounding, and then supermassive airy reverb, and then maybe OTT to give it that polished kind of feel. But we're going to use Vaporwaver. And then let's try OTT. Yeah. And then another thing that also might make this feel a little bit more big roomy is adding a 4/4 clap as well. So let's go ahead and add that right now. Another thing that's quickly worth trying is adding the drop leads in the build, filtering them in. That sounds sick. And then I should really mangle Malp's vocal a bit more here. Maybe I can automate some sort of distortion or even make like a duplicate. Let's throw on CLA effects. Okay, the default preset sounds great. Next, let's shift our focus back to the drop because things are sounding amazing and I want to start to wrap this thing up. So definitely need some kind of like crash, exhaust, something of the sorts here. So maybe like a crash effect. Lower it a little bit more, and then I also want to get just like some simple noise going too. Okay, now if we shift our focus back to the drums, I'm kind of thinking having a big clap right here so that the tail bleeds over would sound amazing. Now for this portion of the drop, I do want to keep upping the energy and add like an extra hi-hat. Alrighty, the small hat sounds great. Let's go ahead, let's copy over all of the drums to the second half of the drop. Then I want to add an open hat like I mentioned, and then some trap hats as well. So I guess let's just cut straight to the chase. Let's go ahead and add a new pattern, trap hats. And then I also want to add that other open hat, which I really like the one from Identity VIP from way back in the day. If you guys know that one, you're a real one. Got it. Trap hats. Now, I also don't want the fake out, of course, for the second half of the drop. So I'll copy all of this over. Now let's copy the other elements over. Little snare fill right there. Tie everything together. Now, the last thing that we can do is just add a quick riser to get us out of this drop. And then I think I'm done. I've really been liking this one lately, so I'm going to assume this one will work well. All right, folks. I think that wraps it up. Let's take a listen from the top, and let's see what I came up with.
On again, I just wanna party, turn it on again. She can take it naughty and fuck all my friends. I just wanna party, turn it on again. I came here to start it on again. I just wanna party, turn it on again. She can take it naughty and fuck all my friends. I just wanna party, turn it on again. I came here to start it.
Let's fucking go, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, that is episode 45. Well, it's been real, you guys. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time I upload. If you guys haven't already, be sure to check out my Patreon. We got monthly sample packs there, lessons, project stems, feedback, a bunch of other goodies. You could check out all the information down below in my description. Also, be sure to check out my new song, Disguise, that just dropped. Really had a lot of fun making that one. Hardware play to that ultra. Your guys' response has been incredible on it, so really appreciate all the love. Again, the link for that will also be down below in the description. So that'll be all for me today. I hope you guys have a great issue day, and I'll see you in the next video.